Merry Christmas, Chief. Mind if I come in?
Sometimes I have the urge to hurt people.
You're the dark passenger.
Merry Christmas, kiddo. See you around.
Hey guys, Pete here. I've got another Dexter New Blood video for you today, a preview of the penultimate episode 9 that's coming up in a few days. We're almost at the end. Things are starting to take shape, so I'll be talking about the promo teaser. I'll break that down. We'll look at the episode description and some interesting promo photos that are out there, and then we'll get into theories about how things might go in the final 2 episodes. If any of that sounds like spoilers to you, then this is both your warning and chance to leave. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. The title of New Blood Season 1 Episode 9 is The Family Business, and the episode description reads, Dexter and Harrison find themselves closer than ever over Christmas break. What kind of gifts will this father and son give to one another? But this brings this father and son into the crosshairs of a very violent and scary serial killer. Angela starts to wonder if Iron Lake is not the cozy and safe place she always thought it was. The teaser trailer opens with Dexter and Harrison together in the cabin in front of the fireplace. Dex says, when your grandfather found out what I was, he gave me the code. That seems to be connected to this idea of the family business, and at least one of the gifts that they'll give each other. There's a shot of Angela listening to Molly's podcast about the Bay Harbor Butcher. We hear her say, I'm going to challenge everything you think you know about who he was. And by the end of the last episode, Angela was getting closer to thinking that it might be Dexter. This will probably be fuel for the fire, and I guess we should keep in mind that Dexter listened to that same episode. If there is something that might give her a revelation there, he would know about it too. While Molly is talking, we see what I'm presuming is a flashback to a Mr. Wiggles playland, or at least that's what it says on the pamphlet we see Dexter pick up, and it looks like it says greatest show in Florida. There was a lot of talk about this place before the season came out because there were some set photos that were created in Massachusetts where they shot the rest of New Blood, and because it was a Miami looking location, that led to speculation that Dexter might be going back there before the season ended. Given where the story is and that Dexter is telling Harrison about his past, all signs point to this being a story about a kill we never saw during the original series. We've never seen this clown character or anything related to Dexter chasing him down. Of course, they didn't do much to de-age Michael C. Hall, but to me, he looks more like Florida Dex rather than Iron Lake Dex, and I'm solidly in the flashback camp. It looks like he's stalking a professional clown who they show making a balloon animal and giving it to a young child. From there, the teaser cuts to Dexter in a Christmas sweater at Angela's place. He looks pretty happy at first, but things take a turn at this holiday party when Kurt shows up at the front door saying, Merry Christmas, Chief, mind if I come in? Once again, Dexter's killing has brought the people he's closest to into a situation where they're on a killer's radar, even if they have no idea about what's going on. And now that things are out in the open, there's a cat and mouse game going on here, which is a really nice setup for some awkward interactions. His arrival is followed by some quick shots of Kurt cleaning and loading his rifle, and one that possibly gives us an idea of where he disappeared to at the end of the last episode. He's on a ladder anyway. We'll see a little bit more of this later with Dexter and Harrison, and this is all probably related to some of the promo photos that were released for episode 9. In one of those, we see Dexter and Harrison in what can only be described as probably underground considering the exhaust fans that are in the background, and it looks like the wall behind them is from a shipping container. The other one has Angela with a flashlight with her gun drawn in the same place looking around. In episode 8, when Kurt was talking to Elric on the phone, he was in a room with these same walls. And of course, shipping containers have played a recurring role in the series, starting with Dexter watching his own mother get killed in one, where Harry eventually found him, and then much later in the series, LaGuerta met her end in a shipping container as well. This makes it all look really probable that Kurt has a sort of underground bunker on the same property as the cabin, and we'll come back around to that in a minute. We hear Dexter say, "Sometimes I have the urge to hurt people," with more shots of him preparing for the Mr. Wiggles kill. We see that he's discovered some Polaroids of kids and hear Harrison say, "Your dark passenger," as we see him sneak up on the clown. So there's no doubt that he will be explaining to him the code and the idea of a dark passenger. I guess the question is, where do they go from there? Next, we see a shot of Dexter going down a ladder at night, with Harrison looking on and following behind him. It looks like Harrison shakes his head no, or he doesn't want to go down, or something's going on, but it's hard to say exactly what's happening with that in the quick flash that we see. There's one more shot of Harrison standing next to Audrey, who's giving him a look, and Kurt says, "Merry Christmas, kiddo, see you around," as he gives him a wink and shoots him with a finger gun. And the trailer ends there. Things are set up in a pretty fantastic way here, where just about anything could happen in the last 2 episodes. Some things feel fairly inevitable, like Angela putting the pieces together on Dexter being the Bay Harbor butcher, Kurt and Dexter both prioritizing killing each other, and then the promo stuff confirms that he will at least be introducing Harrison to the code, his idea of having a dark passenger, and that they'll be united in learning more about what's going on with Kurt. Florida and a Mr. Wiggles kill look like a fun blast of nostalgia for the character and his origins, and will probably contain a teaching moment to pass on, but I don't expect much more there beyond a sunny reminder of what the original series looked like. Past that, it's hard to pin down how the list of problems Dexter is facing will be dealt with. The difference between Angela knowing he was the Bay Harbor butcher and actually being able to prove that is huge. It would be fairly unrealistic for her to be able to actually make a case that would stick and that he would be worried about. There's a lot of complicated factors that would work against that, which we saw La Guerta run into whenever she was trying to do the same thing. It seems more likely that that knowledge would lead her to solving the cases that he was involved with in Iron Lake. And I guess either way, the big question is, what would she do about it if she knew for sure that he did kill people? Up until now, there hasn't been much to say that she wouldn't pursue bringing him to justice. But there's a popular theory out there that she might see that Kurt is getting away with killing Iris and these other missing young women, and that might sway her to look the other way. If a situation arose where he could take Kurt out, delivering his brand of justice, she might be able to be all right with that. While I'm bringing up popular theories, the one I probably saw the most this week in the comments was that Kurt has already killed Molly, as evidenced by him being in that room when he was talking to Elric and her not being involved in the last episode. This is possible, I suppose, but to me it seems like a pretty uneventful ending for the character. The only thing it would accomplish beyond the initial reveal would be that it would be a victim everyone in the current timeline knows. It might be a slight positive for Dexter and a slight blow for Angela, but not much else. They do need to discover something at Kurt's underground compound, but I imagine that's where the embalming and wanting the faces to be intact comes into play. Obviously, he's doing something that involves preserving trophies of some sort. Plus, it hasn't been a long time since he shot Chloe, and they could just as easily come across her body as a fresh kill if they needed evidence of that. As far as Angela being a threat, unless you do think this show is heading towards Dexter being caught in the end, then she would have to be taken out of the picture. In the past, the show has dealt with situations like this by having a different character swoop in and take care of it for Dex inadvertently. The biggest example is Lila killing Dokes, and you can just continue on from there. And you can really start going around in circles here. Kurt could take care of it for him, killing her for revenge or to end any further investigation. He could do it for self-preservation if she discovers his underground secret. Some people like the idea of Harrison doing it and the weird spot that that would put Dexter in. I appreciate the sentiment that you want to protect your old man, but not sure how I feel about you killing this woman. The other thing this show did in the past was have Dexter so focused on this situation that he's created by killing Matt, who turned out to be the son of a serial killer that's now after him, is that he's able to win out in that situation, but some innocent people around him pay the ultimate price. There's a lot riding on what happens in this upcoming episode as far as how the series will probably end. I'm still looking for something conclusive, something that'll wrap the story of the character up in a way that the original series never was able to do. I think the ending of the last episode was certainly a step in that direction. The conversation with Harrison, finally telling him the truth, opens the door to that emotional ending for him. Now he has someone that can see him as he is and still accept him, someone that he feels something for, where he wants to protect them, and then the question becomes, can he do that? In a lot of ways at this point, Harrison is like a better version of Hannah. He has as real of a connection as he can have with someone with him, similar to what he had with Deb. And as he said in the closing moments of episode 8, maybe that is what he's always wanted. He also has a direct role in Harrison becoming what he is. There's responsibility there and a chance to do what he wasn't able to do for Rita or Deb. When I think about it like that, I get pretty excited about this setup. And instead of continuing to go around in circles, I think this is a pretty good place to leave things. Let me know in the comments where you're landing, what you think feels right. Let me know what you thought about this teaser and what you're hoping to see in episode 9. We're almost there. We're almost at the finale, so let me hear your thoughts. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.